Okay, guys, welcome to tonight's episode of Volt Lab Meets Artist. I'm Graziano here. Thanks for tuning in. Just a little bit introduction in Italian for people that are following us from Italy. Ciao ragazzi, sono Graziano. Sulla pagina Volt Lab stasera abbiamo come ospite Kostas dei Mind Terrorist. L'intervista verrà fatta in inglese, quindi per favore scriveteci nei commenti, condividete la diretta e aspettiamo giusto un secondo e poi introduciamo subito il nostro ospite. So guys, here we are. As I said, share the live stream to your friends and interact. Be sure to interact. So please guys, welcome in tonight's episode Kostas from the Greek metal band Mind Terrorist. Hi Kostas.
Hi Graziano, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine. You? Can you hear me first of all? Because we have some problem.
Yes, I hear you very well. Hope the same for you too.
Yeah, basically, guys, tonight's episode is kind of, I think, kind of strange because we will go in depth to Mind Terrorist project, talking with Kostas, which is really kind to give me his time to talk about this project. So, first
of all, Graziano, thank you for the invitation. I hope that you're in good health, you and your family, and the guys who are hearing us. I know that it's difficult times in Italy, as in the rest of Europe and the world. So I hope everyone is healthy, and that we go off this difficult situation that we have around the world with the pandemic.
Yeah, basically it's kind of strange time, so I hope that also this streaming is good for people that are watching us, to entertain us, and make sure to listen to your project, which is actually really sick. You know, I follow you since a long time, and I hope that, of course, the best for your project, and we have a really we can have really great time. So I want to say before starting the first question that all the people can comment on the Facebook post, make the question to Kostas, not to me, because I'm not interesting as Kostas, which I have a lot to say. First things, my congratulations for your t-shirt, because In Flames is one of my favorite bands of all time. So good, we can start very well. Okay, Kostas, I hope that also you are good in your own environment, and I want to make you the first question for people who don't know about your project. Quindi, so mixed Italian and English. Please introduce yourself and Mind Terrorist, your project.
My name is Kostas. I come from Greece. Actually, I'm 36 years old. We are playing with my band, Mind Terrorist, since 2011. So next year it will be our 10 years anniversary. We have recorded and released 3 albums so far. First one came quite early in 2012, just after the form of the band, titled Once Upon a Heartbeat. The second one came in 2014, Fragments of Human Decay. And the third one, it's been 4 years ago that we released it, A Moment in Eternity. We are 5 members of the band. Greg in bass, guitar, Zach and Thanos in guitars, and Orestes in drums, and myself. I'm singing in the band. And we have the privilege to, in these difficult times, to prepare and to present a new release. The new album that will come up in a month from now. Less than a month from now, titled Spiritual Revolution. We are very proud of this release. Of course, we will talk a bit later about that. And that's in short the story. We have been, apart from recording and releasing albums, of course, we have been doing several acts all over the world, several concerts. It's been difficult times because right now we are, let's say, we are not all of us living in Greece anymore, so it's difficult to communicate sometimes, it's difficult to play together, but there is persistence and there is the desire and the common desire to continue the band, and that's I think gives us courage and energy and enthusiasm. Yeah.
That's great. That's great because now we have the possibility to also continue the project and recording stuff also with internet. For example, I read that the next album is produced in the different places of the world, but we will talk it later in that. The other question is more about your influences, your early influences. Do you play a music instrument? What got you into the music world? Because this passion is really strong, and I think that in every moment of our own life we have a kind of shock. For example, that give to us the introduction into this world.
Yeah, actually,
Meanwhile, greetings to Thanos, which is watching from Greece.
Yes, greetings, Thanos. Yeah, I was involved with music actually from my teenage years. I've been playing drums in several bands when I was more involved in punk and metal music from my as a beginner, let's say, and singing in different groups. Yeah, actually. With Mind Terrorist, it started as a personal project where I was playing the drums and I was singing, and I had the help of a very good friend from Warcry Studios, Larissa, Michael, who wrote the guitars, and he was the main composer of the band at that time. So we had the opportunity ourselves to create something from the scratch, let's say. Interesting times back in 2011-12, actually, because yeah, it was very different than now, of course, and we were only two people that started this project, and now it has been, of course, it has been evolved as a full band, let's say, more from a personal project into a full band, and I'm very happy for that.
Yeah, so basically, you started as a kind of solo project.
Yeah.
What was the composition process that brought to you to the first full length on Upon an Heartbeat? You had some ideas, some references, because listening to it, it's kind of a mix, a crossover, modern metal / metalcore to some of hardcore stuff. I also love the pitch harmonics of the guitar, for example, in the Bird of Tragedy, as the meaning of the CD, which was in a difficult period of time for Greece. I just want to say that those years I was traveling to Greece, to Larissa too, with the dance school, and I saw all the as you can see the devastation of a nation under the troika and those kind of stuff. Also, Creator, for example, did a song about this. So, what was the mindset and the concept about Once New Upon an Heartbeat?
Yeah, it's good to mention that our first album started, first of all, as an expression of feelings that we had at a certain moment, that I had at a certain moment, mostly to refer to a situation and to promote, let's say, a message around the world and around Europe at that time. I need to say that the lyrics were over the music as a message at that point. I wanted to express myself more from a lyrics point of view, and I had the help of a very good friend, Michael, in order to, let's say, put it all together and create some songs in order to, let's say, offer something that will be kind of complete. In that sense, it's kind of awkward, but the composition of the album started from the drums. So that's quite awkward for bands, I know, but that's how it started. So I started composing the drums first, having in my mind some rhythms, so some very rough rhythms. And then after the drums were finished, from a composition point of view, then Michael took it from a bass and guitar point of view, and then he created the first, let's say, rough, let's say, structure of the songs. And then we added, of course, the lyrics, the vocals, and so on. So that's kind of, yeah, that was how it started. We had the help, again, from a very good studio in Larissa at that time. Now the studio doesn't exist anymore. So we had free space, free time, actually, to do things how we wanted, to take our time. We didn't have pressure from time. And we created something that, as I see it right now, of course, it doesn't reflect, let's say, the way that I would like to express myself now in regards to music perspective, but still, it's the first album. It's something raw, and it's something that I will remember for a long time, because it's the birth, not of the tragedy, but the birth of something that fulfills me as a person, and I know that fulfills also the rest of the members of the band.
Meanwhile, there is a comment in Greek that I don't understand, so I hope that it's a good comment because I saw a lot of. Anyway, thanks to all the people that are watching.
Greetings, John. Greetings, John.
There are a lot of people from Greece, from London. It's huge. It's huge. Also, the people that are listening. It's very great. A lot of people is interested in your project. Anyway, what you say it was really kind of strange because composition, the music is kind of awkward, and I think not so many bands do this. But the difference between for example, also a Newborn Heartbeat and Fragments of Human Decay were a lot as for the style, but I just enjoyed as much both of the albums. I felt like a natural evolution. Sorry, about your music. The last question about your beginning as Mind Terrorist was about the record deal with the Opus Records. Did you came to release it under this label because you had connection? You saw the guys that are working really well. I know a lot of projects from this label, and they really have a good environment, I think, because they have tons of bands from all over the world playing a lot of these different styles, but they make every project unique in that sense. About the promotion, merchandise, for example. Can you tell us about this kind of collaboration? Because nowadays, independent labels are making deals just one CD per time, not a lot of. For example, in the 90s, you had in general deals, for example, for 4 or 5 albums. What was working with them? Also, all the stuff going on this collaboration, which is from your beginning, since once Upon an Heartbeat was released under Opus Records.
We are with Opus Records since the beginning. As you said, it's now 4 albums that we are collaborating with. The collaboration is really good. First of all, we have built a trustful relationship based on openness, first of all. And we are quite satisfied of what we have. And actually, we are not really a band that asks or demands a lot of things. And of course, Opus is an independent label that, in that sense, what offers is actually a release of an album that is really good. Actually, that we found a label who that can, of course, that supports us and trusts who we are. And there is this environment that actually contains this mutual respect for each other, and that's all. And the collaboration goes on and on without problems. So that's really good to rely on a label that not only can finance you the let's say the basic stuff, but it's a lot. It's more than financing. Of course, I know that many bands have problems nowadays to have a label or to find a label, or they need to really put a lot of things themselves and put, apart from their personal time, also an effort that they put a lot of money and that sort of stuff. And in that sense, we don't say that we are privileged, of course, but small labels are really more flexible in that sense, I believe, and you can have some relationship that is actually more transparent and more open. In that sense, it goes really well. So.
Yeah. My question was because nowadays labels said, okay, I have these expenses, for example, of promotion, you will cover it, and they do not make things very good. Having a reality like this that can help you also in merchandise, for example, in printing CDs, it's not so common. for this reason, I just want to talk about your collaboration, because nowadays we have, as I said, deals, album for album, EP for EP, not nobody except, of course, labels like Nuclear Blast and Napalm Records, for example. Talking about in metal, just a few labels build the relationship from beginning with a band. They just want to invest on a project that is already on a good
Successful.
point.
Successful, yes.
Yeah, already successful. Yeah.
No,
For
with
example,
with us, it started from the scratch. So we had full trust from the beginning, even if the guys from Opus didn't actually know about our demos or whatsoever. They gave us full trust to start things. So that was the key point to mention. How things are working in the music industry and in metal industry, I don't need to refer to that. There is a lot going on, not only on the surface but also on the background of things, and how the relationships and the collaboration is formed is kind of different. But of course, I mean, we are talking about a band, our band, that it's a band that is not well known in that sense. We are having our own, let's say, efforts in place. We are having our own, let's say, we put a lot of effort, a lot of our personal time, and we, not ideally to gain from that, but actually to promote our music. This is the most important for us, not to gain any kind of reputation as a band, but play the music that we like. And then the best moment for us, our favorite, let's say, time, is when we hold our CDs, our discs in our hands, and this is really great that it happens. And maybe it's small for some other bands, but for us it's quite a big thing.
I just say this because this reality, the Volt Lab, is born for give voice to people that have not voice. Because in Italy we have a kind of problem with alternative music, punk, metal is not so recognized from mainstream. So for this reason, I just wanted to know about this kind of relationship, because nowadays for an underground band it's really rare that a label can trust you for a long time since the beginning, and really give also the creativity for a band. So that is very important. Give the creativity.
I think it's important. Yeah, I think it's important that the band has the personal freedom to move things the way they want, the way the members of the band want, and the band wants. And if this is respected from the label, then that's the best deal ever, according to my opinion.
No, that was really interesting to know about it. And for all the people that are skeptical about the work of the label nowadays, of course there is bad people, but there are also good people that really trust in music, in art, and etc. So that's really good to know about. There are existing those kind of reality, and there are not dying, because music nowadays, illegal downloads, for example, a lot of bands that are going on in the underground scene keep the people with a lot of music and just a few references to get the music. So it's good to work in the promotion, to work with a good label and a good promotion of the music, because people now it's really full of music, so they have to be what I can say. They have to be, this is the music. I just want, for example,
yes.
metal. I have to go on the channels that are playing and promoting death metal, for example. They have to be the references about this. And talking about the underground music, we talked about the label and the relationship that you have with the label Opus Records. I want to say, what is the local metal scene of your region, of your place? Because we know from Greece, some bands like, for example, Rotting Christ, they played in Naples some years ago. Killer Band, or another band that I really into, which is Sacriflash, for example.
Yes.
In Italy, we have a lot of bands but metal is not so mainstream, and the scene is kind of empty because
Yeah.
a lot of clubs are closed before the coronavirus outbreak, of course. So my question is, how is the scene in Greece about metal? My curiosity about.
The bands that you refer to, that you mentioned, is our branding, let's say, to Europe, and the branding of Greece, let's say, abroad in general. There are bands that made success. There are bands that, of course, these two that you mentioned, Rotting Christ and Septic Flesh, are of course bands that are coming from the 80s and beginning of 90s. And Greece was very well known for a long time for its underground black metal scene. That's how many metal fans know Greece. And this was the genre of music, actually, that, of course, populated quite a lot Europe as well. The Greek black metal was in underground very, very popular. Not as popular as the Norwegian one, but the Greek bands of black metal played quite a big role in how things were progressing in the black metal and metalcore, like Nitrates, for example. And I think that with digitalization that we have, many bands found their way in order to get promotion, get things done in a different way, and they were well known. Not only because of their music, but because of their productions, because of their promotion, because of the well-made videos that they have. So I think we have a lot of good bands right now in Greece. There are a lot of releases every year. I would name, actually, based on my research, more than 100 official releases per year from 100 different bands from Greece. So, and there are many bands, of course, with labels all around the world. So, full respect to what the Greek scene is building at the moment. I would still aim for more unity from the Greek bands, because this is, I think, it's like everywhere, I think. So we need more unity in the Greek scene.
Yeah,
as I think that you need more unity in the Italian as well.
Well, I know. In Italy, we say actually in Napoleon speaking, we say a motto called "Every place is a town." So every different place has the same problem of each one. Because also, as in Italy, we have a lot of great bands. My fault, because I did not know that Firewind, one of my favorite bands, are from Greece. Sorry about this. Also in Italy, we have a lot of bands. For example, Rhapsody, Labyrinth, Flash God Apocalypse, Lacuna Coil, for example, just to name a few. But the problem is unity. And the problem is also the culture of the people there. It's not so interested as before to go to support underground music. A lot of people go on, for example, mainstream metal concert, mainstream punk concert. We have a lot of festival here. I just want to shout out the Agglutination Metal Festival. They are doing a crowdfunding to save the festival. Also, the singer of Rotting Christ did a promotional stuff to save Agglutination. So please, guys, if you want to help Agglutination Metal Festival to rise up, they are doing a crowdfunding. So wrote to us, and we will give you the link, because I think that we have to support those kind of underground acts. Because people say, okay, it's not on my area, I don't care. But if a place close, there is a place less to play live. So this festival is near my home. They hosted band as, for example, Rotting Christ, Cannibal Corpse, Venom. I have some poster behind me of this festival too. So please, guys, consider to support your local scene and your local bands, because maybe a very unknown band that you see in some point of your life in a club up really soon, because with this coronavirus we can go out and watch bands, but you can make your own band raise up by the support. For example, talking about, sorry for this little digression, I want to give this
go on.
Iron Maiden, for example, they get into a major label by the support of the local scene and the underground scene at the time.
Yeah.
We in Napoli had the pleasure to take in a concert Paul Di'Anno, and he said those things. If people do not supported us at the beginning with the first demo, Iron Maiden will not go bigger and bigger year after year. So Paul Di'Anno said this to the crowd in Naples. So I just quote him every time some people said, "What about underground music?" I say, "Okay, Paul Di'Anno said this, so support this shit, support the music, because it's very important to create a kind of a social aggregation, social environment, positive environment, because
Yeah.
metal is one of metal or core punk are the most positive music, in my opinion, because there is people helping each other. Okay, there is also bad people as always, but metal is brotherhood. Okay, so let's support metal. Okay, without any
Good.
Okay.
Good speech, Graziano. Good speech.
I'm a little bit shaking my hands because just want to say to the people that are watching us, I follow Mind Terrorist since a long time because I was casually finding some new metalcore act back in the days, and I found the video of Awakening. I say, what the hell? He has the voice of an hardcore band, kind of hardcore band, with a melodic death Swedish slash metalcore background. I say, what the hell is this? And I started to listening Fragments of Human Decay, which was the first record that a friend of mine has. I and I was only also in plan to go to your gig in Rome, but I can't make it. So I hope that there is a possibility to watch you live someday after this Corona break. And
yeah, or we play together. Or we play together.
yeah, we are in touch, of course, because we play kind of similar stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Fragments of Human Decay, what can you tell me about the evolution of the band since the first on Super Heartbeat? You said that it was kind of solo project. Then you had a full lineup, and you composed it also with the full lineup, Fragments of Human Decay.
It was
Right.
Half, let's say. So we
Okay.
continue with Michael. It was still a kind of personal project, but he gave a lot more himself on that. And then by the date of release, the rest of the band joined at that moment. So actually, we were a full band promoting this record. But as far as the recordings, the composition of the songs, etc., we were a two members band still. So yeah, quite different times as well. Fragments of Human Decay is a step forward that put us, if I can say it, in the map of metal in the world. With a full-length album, because Once Upon a Heartbeat was a mini CD. It contained 5, let's say, songs and some fillers, some intros and outros. So Fragments of Human Decay was basically a full-length album. There are still some really good songs there that I really like listening to. And it was an album that we promoted quite well. It had quite good feedback from the press. We had 2 videos from this album, Stop the Abuse and Awakening. So I think it was the album that somehow, let's say, made a difference. And it was a professional step forward, let's say.
Yeah. Talking about the cover of Fragment of Human Decay, can you tell me? Can you tell us some details, some things about it? Because I see those lady with this cow, for example,
Yes.
that really personificated the human decay. But there is some double meanings, some conceptual stuff behind the cover, and also the colors of the cover art, for example.
Yes. Yeah, it's a grayish, let's say, cover. So we wanted to give through this album a kind of pessimistic view of how we see things. You see a woman in a skull in her face. This is the decay of humanity, basically. You see a heart that it's actually kind of distorted, and you see a snake that has bitten the body, part of the body. So that is actually a symbol of, as the title says, of human decay. Most of the songs refer to social and political, environmental, and also animal abuse as well. So we wanted to express ourselves not from a concept album point of view, but indeed there is a clear, let's say, direction in regards to the lyrics of this album, more to social, environment, and mostly environmental, let's say, issues that we have seen. So the cover was, it was the first album that we collaborated with Ricardo, a graphic designer from Germany, that created this cover. He has the full freedom actually to create our covers without any kind of input from our side. So he listens to our music and then he creates the artwork of the albums. So from that point on, from Fragments of Human Decay, we are collaborating with him. He's doing a really good job actually, because yeah, the band is mainstream, and in that sense, we are expressing ourselves in a way that actually we are a part of the society, we are a part of the world that we are living in, and in that sense, our lyrics are not about things that are not most likely to happen, but about realistic, let's say, things around us.
Yeah, that's great. I just want to talk about the first track from the Fragments of Human Decay. Awakening. You did also a video about it. What you can say about the track itself, the meaning, but also the shooting of the video, the environment. I just want to say to the people, if they are interested, go on YouTube, type "Awakening" by Mind Terrorist. There is the official video and also a very funny footage
Backstage,
from the
yes,
making of, so they can watch also about some things funny
behind
about
the scenes, behind the scenes, yes.
yeah, the behind the scenes, yeah, the making of content. What you can
Well,
tell about it?
yeah, actually, creating a video is of course a responsibility, but at the same time it's about fun. And it was the first video that we did all together. We collaborated with professional video producers, George Yerasis and Konstantinos Besios from Larissa, from our hometown where we live in. And the guys did a fantastic job. We chose together a good location by the sea. And yeah, if I remember well, the most tiring, let's say, part, and the most, let's say, the toughest part of the video was that it was close to summer. I think it was June. And we started, of course, early in the morning, around 7 o'clock, when the sun was not in the sky. But we finished at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then half of our face was actually red from the sun. So the temperatures were, I mean, you know, the temperatures during that time in Greece, it was around 35 degrees. So it was a hell of a job to do. And you can see it also in some of our faces during the real video. Let's say that you see some sweat on our faces, and this is actually we cannot cover this kind of things. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We had a very good time. We had jokes between us. It was really good. And I remember it was a fast process of editing from them, quite a professional job that they did. And we wanted to offer it behind the scenes to the people who like the video. And we promised that since we reached 10,000 views, that we will offer this possibility. So yeah, we just released the behind the scenes with fun stuff that we had between us. So it was really good. It was an amazing experience. It's a pity that right now we are a little bit in physical distance between us. So it's a bit difficult to have a video. But yeah, if I could turn back time, let's say in the time where we were all together in the same hometown, then I would definitely choose to do more than that.
The video was really interesting because yeah, it's a video of playthrough, band playthrough near the sea. Actually, the location is really good. And
Yeah.
since I was in your place with the high school, I kind of I think that I was in that place. But the environment is it's really similar to Napoli, to my own place. So I know what you feel about having the sun under the face.
Yeah, yeah,
And because I also filmed the video in June, so we just were burned. But we were not near the seaside, so we had less sun than you. But I can understand the problems. But it was great. A lot of energy, a lot of great camera angles. For example, when you were sitting on the chair, really those cinematic stuff was really great. It's a good to have a good video also to present the project.
yeah,
So and reading the lyrics, also the meaning, it's really huge because you say to people to wake up. So wake up your consciousness, you say in the chorus.
hmm
Is the kind of awakening a kind of message of hope? Let's say you say to people to wake up and don't close their eyes to the reality. Because I also sing the track list of Fragments of Human Decay. There is, for example, a song like "Stop the Abuse." You talk about the abuse of the animals. You did a lyric video about this. But I just want to focus on the second track, Awakening, which is kind of positive message that you want to bring over. There is another meaning behind the awakening.
yeah.
As a
Oh, it's Awakening is a statement. As I said before, the album has a pessimistic, let's say, direction in regards to the lyrics of the album, and Awakening is a statement of the band that people should rethink actually of what humans, let's say, mission is in the world, how we are exploiting the nature, how we are exploiting the animals around us, what is our real scope in life, and how far we got into. And of course, we can say a lot that history repeats itself, and I think that we are living nowadays that have passed throughout the whole cycle of history. But I believe that we are now reaching a kind of end. We see it with the European Union and how is it formed and how it's how the evolution of European Union is right now. We see it with the way that capitalism works. We see it with the way that let's say the big think tanks around the world are deciding upon the lives of people around the world as they are consumables. And basically that doesn't have to do with any kind of privilege from a race or ethnicity or whatsoever. They are the same, actually. They are exploiting the same way, actually, people around the world. And we see it from the way that they use the mass media and the way that they use actually their let's say their people or the organizations around the world that have a certain, let's say, plan and a certain mission to accomplish, not for the people but against the people. So Awakening is basically a statement of personal freedom of thought, of expression against the modern times that we live in.
Yeah, basically it's a kind of revolt against the modern world, we can say. Just to quote another of your,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but
Yeah.
I just want to give you a more further explanation because I did in my with my band. I don't want to do the self promotion, just to have a comparison. We do from our album the same thing, but we also gain it because we are younger. I don't know. We kept kind of positive vibes because we also talked about don't close your eyes, rise, stand up, don't bow your head to the authority, don't bow your head to people that want to kill you. We talk about the environment too. So I feel a really great connection about those
Mm-hmm.
topics. This is not a thing that divide people. Those are things that of unity because we are the same, different, but we are the same in every place of the planet. We have to rise and stand against any kind of this horrible things that capitalism or those bad people want to feed us with bad idea, bad relationships, bad stuff. So hearing a song and an entire album about this, it's really interesting because you want to do a message that it's pessimistic, but you want to make people open their eyes to the reality. So this is what's really important. For this reason, I say to explain more further the meaning of awakening. Also
Yeah.
because it's interesting. Have the same topic but from a different point of view, but also to have a concept of lyrical concept that is straight to the chest because you say clearly what you want to say, but it's suitable and open it for different double meaning.
Audiences. Yes. And for different audiences, how the message is perceived is quite important, and that's why we don't want to give concrete, let's say, ideas, but sometimes we're a little bit more abstract on the lyrics that we have because people can perceive them the way they want. And
Yeah,
that's
because
okay.
when people read the lyrics, they can feel into the song more than if you talk about something constructed and build it as only one meaning. So that is really interesting. I just want to say something for the people that are watching us. Really, a lot of people is watching us live. So people, if you have some question to Kostas, please write down below your question. Okay, we can go further with this interview. As I said on the title, we go in depth to the Mind Terrorist project. So we are talking about the second full-length Fragments of Human Decay. I just want to say something about the video "Stop the Abuse" because I feel also this topic in the first person because I'm really open to discuss about the abusing of animals, this kind of stuff. So the idea of the lyric video was for getting the people realizing the violence or to focus on the violence of the animals. What was the concept about this video? Also, the footage, for example.
It's a simple and straightforward message. I think it was something that we really felt that we needed to do. Actually, we in different countries we see how people are abusing animals, any kind of animals. Actually, we see tortures. That's why we wanted to create a shock effect through some images in our video that were quite cruel in that sense. So to reveal, let's say, the naked truth around how people are abusing animals, and this is really something that it reflects actually the fragments of the human decay, the tragedy of the human race. And even in civilized countries, European countries, we see that there are still individuals who have a hobby that is connected with killing animals. This is actually not acceptable, of course, and this is something that we have, of course, all the rights, every right to, let's say, to shout about it, and that's what we did actually in this video. We had very good feedback. No matter if someone is vegan or vegetarian or whatsoever, we had quite good feedback, not only for the music of the video, of the song, but also for the video itself. Of course, from a censorship point of view, we had to deal with a first, let's say, not ban from YouTube, but we had some comments about that. But we quickly solved this issue. So yeah, that's about this song. A straightforward message. If you read the lyrics, there are not too many lyrics in this song. There is a repetition of certain lyrics in order to get the message through quite clearly. Personally, I have no respect to people who are abusing animals, and that's it. This is end of discussion for me, and I think, it's a shame to see this kind of how people are treating animals like this way.
Yes, you make a really good point saying that you have not to be vegetarian or vegan to stand against the abusing of animals, because I think that it's kind of a human being being against the abuse. It's kind of every people, no matter what diet, no matter what kind of approach to life they have, it's abusing someone, animals, people. It's really, really bad. So, as I said, a strong message in this one, really straight in the chest. You said that not a lot of lyrics, but very straight on point.
Yeah.
You also anticipated me a question about the problems of uh, of the video that is so cruel about, but a strong message need a strong video, in my opinion. Get right in the point. Anyway, Flash Papa from the Melodic Death Metal Fans Forever community, which are supporting us since the beginning, saying that he just want to see us live. He's in the middle. He's a really great guy, as all the admins of the they every day they share new music, share and support bands from old school melodic death metal to new school with all the things. They also shared your music a lot of times, so you also got a lot of positive feedback about the message of your songs, and of course the musicianship, the composing stuff for your song. So thanks, Vlash. A big hug to you and all the admins of the group. It's really good to see always you in the first line to support this reality as Volt Club. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Kostas, talking about the live experience of the band. There is a particular memory that you have of a live show of your past live show. Do you want to share with us some memories about, for example, your gig in support to Warren Dane, which was the voice of Nevermore, for example, or
Yeah. Yeah. I
you
think.
have
I think. Yeah. I think. Obviously, if we have to highlight one of the concerts that we did, it will be the one that we supported Warren Dane from Nevermore, of course, because he has passed away. He's a part of the history right now. I think when we saw him in this concert, he was really on his last stages actually of performing. He was quite thin. You could see it actually in his health that he was quite. He seemed quite tired, and it was a memorable concert that we had. It's an honor to be a support band of Nevermore, and an honor to be a support band to Warren Dane. It was a sold out gig that we had, and we try to support as much as possible. And yeah, only good memories from this concert. I still remember every single song that we played. I still remember that we had a very solid track list for this concert, with many variables, let's say, with many many different songs from our discography. And it was not a long set; it was a short set of 7 songs, but yeah, it made an impact on that date, and we had quite a good feedback also from him.
that's really great. And you have some memories that you want to share, for example, from the first gig with Mind Terrorist, just to because it's great to know the behind the scenes of a band. I'm
Yeah.
also really interested. I don't know, the feelings, the place, the crowd, for example, getting you the first live feedback of your first performance as a band, for example. Just give
No,
you such.
our first performance was in a small, let's say, venue. It was a performance that we were really, let's say, thirsty to have. I remember still that I suffered from stage fright, so that I was very anxious. I was very stressed before starting the gig, and I tried to confront, let's say, this anxiety with certain exercises, but it simply didn't work. It doesn't work at that times. What you plan is different than what happens in your inside feelings. So in the end, we had quite a good time. But maybe because of my anxiety and my stress, I still don't remember quite many things out of this out of this first performance because I was focused somewhere else. But anyway, my advice to beginners or to people, let's say, that are starting and they are having the first concerts is to have fun. This is the most pleasant thing. To be on stage is really having fun and enjoying the moment. And sometimes our stress is too much, and it doesn't allow us to enjoy what we are doing. So just get a little bit of spare time or free time before starting the performance, and just do things that you want. Listen to a few songs that make you quite happy. Drink not too much, but drink one beer, something that makes you feel a little bit more relaxed, and then go on and do your thing. And next time it will be better than the first time, that I'm sure.
For all the strategy people as me, drink Coke, not beer, but the same. We do the same thing.
Okay.
Anyway, just to take the sorry for the bad joke. Just to make a comparison, because I watched just before this interview, I watched the interview of Roberto Gualdi, which is the drummer of PFN, which is a historical progressive rock band from Italy. I don't know if you know them. He said that he has some routines to exercise.
Exercise,
To exercise.
To mediate and
Demons
exercise,
away. Yeah, to catch demons away. For example, he said that he have a particular routine before the show. He played at the same. He warm up at the same BPM of the first song. He did warming up, for example, talking about drums, doubles, paradiddles, etc. Do you have a kind of routine that you do before a show?
Yeah. Good.
The question was, did you Kostas have a routine, kind of ritual, a particular ritual, something that you want to share? Because every
No,
artist
I don't have.
every
I'm not in this ritual. Let's say things
okay.
that some people are doing, and yeah, I'm quite straightforward. I try to conform my stress through, let's say, building high adrenaline, and then I go. So that's it. Simple as that.
It was my own curiosity, because I know some artists that, for example, get some weird stuff, or they don't talk to each other. I'm the people that
No weird stuff here. No weird stuff.
Okay, good to know about it.
Yes, yes.
So from this point, you know that Kostas is a normal guy. Okay, not
Yeah,
like,
no,
for
no,
example, Goldberg from the
no,
wrestling. He do every time he perform,
no.
just he eats
I'm not kissing golf balls and this kind of stuff. I'm
okay,
a
okay.
simple guy. I see the curtain and the stage and I go. Okay.
Yeah. I do this kind of silly question, but my curiosity is to get a sort of a profile of the people that I'm interacting with, because I'm also an artist.
Good.
I have my own kind of ritual. I go in the corner just looking, for example, at the ground. So it was great to have this kind of thing. For example, in sports, there are a lot of people that have weird rituals. For example, as I said, Goldberg from WWE/WCW, every time he performs live, he just eats a door with his part of the head, and every time he is going to go live, he says "bam" and they go. So
Okay.
everyone has his own way.
Everyone is free to do whatever he wants. Yes. Whatever fulfills him for here. It's
Okay. So basically, you say focus on your adrenaline, your stuff,
yeah.
go on stage, just a fist in your chest way to prepare a live situation, which is very hardcore.
I think what's important for the band is that they are quite tight together. They know each other on stage. They have developed a communication that is actually very on a very good level. So they rehearse quite a lot before the concerts. That they don't experiment. They don't do experiments actually during the live stage, and they have fun. But I consider us very, very important that the band is creating time before the concerts in order to be prepared. And of course, from a point on, if the band gets self-confidence and the members of the band can do things without even looking at each other, then there is, of course, there is room for innovation. There is room for experiment on stage, and there is room for improvisation of the songs. And that's really good. But I think the most important thing is that the band really knows well what to play.
Just a technical question about live situation, because, for example, I know a lot of musicians of your genre. Let's call it modern metal, just to not rely on. For example, use backing tracks, click tracks. Do you use Mind Terrorist? Use some of them, or they go straight forward as a kind of punk vibe? Do you use
we use samples as intros and outros, and sometimes in between the songs as well, because we are creating a certain atmosphere, so a certain let's say a mood that we would like to share with the audience. So from that sense, yes, but inside the songs we don't have any kind of loops or samples or whatsoever. So it's more before and after.
Okay, so you just create a kind of show, live show. For example, I think that you also prepare your speech parts. You just do want to do a tight live with straightforward, which is really interesting, because nowadays a lot of people relies on backing tracks, click tracks, which is not a bad thing. But I think that sometimes it's kind of the mood you want to have on your live.
No, as soon as it serves the purpose of the band and it supports the music style of the band and the certain atmosphere that they want to create, then it's fine. Actually, if there is also quite an important thing, it's what you listen to a studio album and what do you see and listen during a live gig, and then you can compare things. And we see bands that are creating a certain, let's say, atmosphere during their studio albums, and then when you watch them live, then it's a different reality. Actually, they cannot really transfer what they have created in studio during live circumstances. So in that sense, of course, if any band wants to transfer the studio atmosphere and the studio reality in a live stage environment, and it uses this kind of samples or backing tracks and whatsoever, and that supports the atmosphere of the studio album, then I think it's good, because people will compare actually, and people are comparing quite a lot, and they are more and more demanding. The audience is getting more and more demanding from bands, and and most of the times they want to listen actually what they listen in the original studio version.
Yeah, I agree.
So sorry for this off-topic remark, but I think it's quite important.
I just want to I just make this question to you because, for example, when you saw bands, for example, like In Flames back in the days, they could not play some songs because they cannot bring the studio vibe in a live show. But for example, bands like Rhapsody, for example, they have the full orchestra. So in some cases, backing tracks are necessary because they cannot bring a full orchestra live. But the question was about your project, and you have a kind of really a core-ish, hardcore attitude in this way. So it's really interesting that some kind of old school vibes is in your own stuff, because okay, that it's kind of okay, everybody play it without click track, but having your own spot and make it in your own way, it's good also to find a kind of originality in your what you bring
Yeah,
in your interest. So
absolutely.
not in all the interview, people talks about the live setting, the live mood. So what's really interesting to know about it. I'm personally a musician as well as you, so I'm curious about how different people prepare themselves to a live show. But
Yeah.
return to talk about records. We talked about Unseen Upon Heartbeat, Fragments of Human Decay. Let's go on the next one, which is A
Yeah.
Moment to Eternity. In A Moment to Eternity, there were only lyric video, visualizer videos. There were concepts about those lyric videos, who did the graphics, how the feedback about the album, or how it was, and also what does mean for Mind Terrorist the moment into the eternity.
Yeah, it's. I think so far, of course, we haven't released yet the next one, but so far, I think it's the most mature album that we had. We worked more or less with the same recipe as the previous album, apart from the fact that, of course, that we changed the composer. Thanos, our guitarist player, wrote the music of this album, and I think that he kept the bass that Michael from the previous album has created, this modern heavy metal bass, and then he enriched this heavy metal bass with some crossover influences, with some let's say atmospheric death metal influences as well. So the production is much better than the previous one. We were very satisfied with the sound production. We used different sound engineer, a different mixing and mastering studio for that. It was mixed and mastered in Germany at that time, not in Greece. And yeah, I think it was the most professional, let's say, album that we ever did. It starts from the well-designed artwork of the album. It was the second one that we collaborated with Ricardo. And I think it's a really well-designed from the start to the end work. We had quite some pressure during recordings because we had a certain deadline to fulfill before we separate ourselves, because then we moved to different countries, some of the members of the band. So in that sense, it was under stress that we recorded, and that is kind of visible in few of the songs that we have. But in general, we are very satisfied of the result. There are some songs that we really like to hear, and our fans and friends are really let's say enthusiastic about, like the lyrics video of Living Infinite, like the Omerta, which is one of my favorite as well, Fight Their Lies, and Subtopia. So I'm really proud of this album, and we are all very proud of this album. And, it was a collaborative work from the beginning to the end, music, of course, and also in the lyrics and the whole, let's say, process. I think that more than 10 people were involved from the beginning to the end of this album. So we are very proud of this work, and yeah.
I
This
I just
this yeah.
spotted. Sorry for if I interrupt you. I just spotted some Azalea dying influences on. I am correct. I saw a lot of influences by I saw Azalea dying metalcore stuff.
Mhm.
For example, the syncopation verses in Omerta, for example. You mean a crossover from modern metal style, US metal, that is more prominent respect to the fragments of Human Decay. It came natural to sounds more like this, or did were a sort of introspection about how the band is evolving too, or the things were natural.
I think it came quite naturally when the composer of the songs is changing. Of course, he brings new stuff. He brings new ideas. I can repeat again, of course, that the heavy metal base was there, But the difference with Fragments of Human Decay and Once Upon the Heartbeat compared to A Moment in Eternity is that the two first albums do have a lot of melodic heavy metal influences from the 80s. Let's say you can see it in the solos of the album, of these albums, compared to the solos of the melodic parts of A Moment in Eternity. That it seems that the band has progressed into a more, let's say, rough sound, but of course without losing the element of melody that I think it characterizes quite a lot. So I think it's a better balance actually, and a bit of we're talking about a kind of antithesis, controversion between the rough parts, the parts that are quite aggressive, let's say, in our music, and the melodic parts that remain quite active and alive.
Okay, good to know about it. Also the vocal part have this vibe, the balance between the aggression and the melody. Also in vocals, there is something that you can tell us about the vocal composition of the songs from A Moment to Eternity. There is also this.
Yeah, there are different lines in vocals that I used in this album. Of course, I don't use that much melodic vocals, but I try to find my way through different, let's say, ways of singing, shouting, and growling. So in that sense, I use different lines in vocals. I think still that I could do quite better in few of the parts of the songs, but I rest my case with a new album. So in that one, I'm very, very satisfied.
No spoilers.
Yes. No, it will be a spoiler in a few minutes from now.
Yeah. I say this because many webzine categorized your project as a metalcore / melodic death metal. Do you agree with this?
No.
With this?
I don't think so. Listening a lot to metalcore myself, I don't characterize us as metalcore. There are some, let's say, more technical more progressive parts in metalcore music that we don't have. Actually, the bass is not metalcore, not even melodic death metal. The bass is modern heavy metal, and of course, we have in the new album, for example. Thanos has brought up some black metal influences that we can definitely reckon in the new album. So it's a little bit of more mixed, let's say, from that sense. But I don't think that our base is metalcore. We have, of course, some characteristics in our music that are belonging to this part of scene, hardcore and metalcore scene, but it's not the main, let's say, genre or the main influence of the band.
So to all the people that are listening, Mind Terrorist, you hear is not always metalcore. Is great. I hope that
no, you hear but you don't hear it in every song. Actually, you hear it 2 or 3 times. So yeah,
the old school guys from the web scene, because we have quite a lot of guys from. If they hear about syncopation riff, they say, okay, it's metalcore or it's gent. Okay, but I also noticed about a lot of melodic 80s heavy metal. Also, in the Breathing the Core interview, each member said his favorite bands. You say the Ezra Dying, for example. Greg said the Gojira. The other one said the Carpathian Forest. And I think Dark Funeral, I don't know. So Dark Funeral, okay. We are open.
There are different forces in the band, and we find it we have a democratic model, so we find it somewhere in the middle all the time.
Okay. Can you tell us about the relationship with your bandmates, for example? The chemistry of Mind Terrorist, how is?
We are most of all friends, and that starts a good, let's say, that creates a good base already. So we are good friends. We know each other from the past. We were playing in several bands and projects, either together, either supporting each other. So we know not only how we play, each one of us, but also how to contact and communicate. And you can imagine that when people are a bit, they have a physical distance that it's more than 1,000 kilometers away, then it's very difficult. The communication is always on a thin line, let's say, and decision-making process is also going on a thin line many times, and there might be quite easily misunderstandings. But during the last couple of years, we proved that if there is consistency, if there is a mutual, let's say, understanding of each other, and if we have a common goal to accomplish, and if we love what we are doing together as a band, then everything is possible. And we managed under quite hard circumstances after 4 years to come back with a new album where it seemed like impossible.
And we will hear something new in the upcoming time. Okay, speaking about the new album, which is called Spiritual Revolution, can you tell us about the name of the album, the concept behind the lyrics, and also about the cover art, which is really great in my opinion. The relationship between the cover and the title, in my opinion, it's really great because you have this kind of human, which the head, inside the head there is a kind of city. Sorry for my poor English.
No, it's good. So far, it's good.
What do you mean?
No, in his head there is a dystopic, let's say, image. So there is a dystopia, a city that is under. It's a kind of what we wanted to pass through this cover, and the title of the album is actually the spiritual revolution is a kind of process and inner transformation process of each one of us in order to stay, first of all, strong mentally in our minds and in our body, in order to confront the challenges that we have nowadays with modern era that we are living into. It's a concept album. So the 9 songs of the album reflect 9 books that have impressed me and I read during the last couple of years. And I wanted to give a certain, let's say, message through this kind of songs, that every song is a different story, let's say, from a lyrics point of view. And spirituality normally, and what it used to be, was connected with religion. But for us, in our approach in this album, means a lot more than a religious approach. Spirituality means a mental process, first of all, a process connected to our souls and minds, on how can we, first of all, go together hand in hand with our consciousness, on how we can confront the modern world that we are living into, how can we be in the world, but without living in this world as well. So how can we isolate ourselves from what is happening around us? And how can we build a certain, let's say, consciousness out of that? And spirituality has to do a lot more in our approach with metapolitics and with philosophy. It's a philosophical approach that we are into, and not a religious one. So as for the recipe, it's the similar recipe from a composition point of view with the previous album. 9 songs in this album. Thanos as the main composer. Zach contributed in one of the songs, Still Dreaming song. Lyrics is written for myself. The artwork from the same person. Studios, we changed a bit because of the different countries some of the members of the band are living in. And in general, the whole process was taking more time, of course. We were recording, mixing, mastering for a year. We were quite patient with ourselves, first of all, and then with all the people that were involved, sound engineers, producers, and all these kind of things. And we're very happy to share with you, to announce that the day of release is the 23rd of May. So it's coming. It's in less than 3 weeks from now. It will be out from Opus Records.
I'm going to sorry. I just hear you, not I spear, but I just want to say, people, pre-order the T-shirt, pre-order the CD, because I heard really great things from the upcoming song that we will listen. So expect a great record, in my opinion. Line with Mind Terrorist, but there is an evolution, in my opinion, about the songs, the structure, and also the production. Before going to the premiere of the new song, I just want to do a question. You say that the album delayed because of the different places of people of the members of your band are now living. Where the Spiritual Revolution was produced, and can you tell us about the track list of the Spiritual Revolution album?
Yeah, starting with recordings. First of all, the drums were recorded in US in Ferret Studios by our drummer Orestes, and then guitars and bass in Audio Lab Studios in Larissa, together with a great guy, our main, let's say, our main man behind the scenes, the sound scenes, Dimitrios Karagaslis. And then vocals were recorded in the Netherlands, and mixing and mastering of the album were done in Germany.
So it's a kind of phantomatic triangulation of places.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, you know, many bands prefer to do that because few studios, certain studios have certain, let's say, specialism. But in our case, it was inevitable, not on that point that we wanted specialism in studios, but it was not possible to record in one studio. So that's how we made it.
Also, Ferret Studio, if I do not mistake, it's correlated to Ferret Music, which was also a label in US. So I heard quite a lot the studio, and you can hear the quality of the drums. You will hear also to the people that are listening to it.
Yes.
The quality of the production is overall really, really good. I really like the mixing and the mastering process of the people like this too. And yeah, you have been waiting for this moment. I know.
Yes,
since,
yes.
since the beginning of this live stream, we have the honor, guys, to have a new song premiere of Spiritual Revolution album. I just want to say this, and I say it to Kostas a million times, because people, after you hear this, you will pre-order the album because it's great. Kostas, please save me a copy and a t-shirt, because I think that they will hear the song, and
Yes.
you will have the mailbox full of pre-orders, in my own opinion, because we have this.
Thanks for your comments. Just to share with you that we will hear this song, and our song has been uploaded because of if we have any troubles quality wise, our song has been uploaded in our official website as well, www.mindterrorist.org. So and it will be our first video that will be out during next weekend.
Sorry.
Yes, it's org.
I wrote
misspelling.
I wanted to make it quick. So, okay.
Now, that's it. Okay. Yes. So we play the song. The song will be available tonight as well to listen to it. And
there is there also a release date of the video?
The video will be most probably out. It's a lyrics video. It's a very good job. It's a lyrics video that will be out in during the weekend.
Okay, so pretty much closer about this.
Yeah.
Also, there is in the chat, in my private chat, actually, not in the thread. There is also Danny from El Tío Melodet and at Bangers Latino America. He said that he will review. He will review Revolt Against the Modern World on the website. So sure. expect a little review after this premiere. So okay, guys. Hope that sorry.
Shall I share it from my screen, or you share it? I can share it.
I will. I will. I just want to tell people, please, if you have any question, write down below. Also, tell us if you can listen to the song in a proper way. So please give us your feedback. We have the screen right now. Kostas, when you are ready, I will mute me and you, and the song will go. So okay. When you want.
Yeah, I think we are ready. Let's go for it.
Okay.
Blind, leads the fucking blind. At least you are all chaos and disbelief. What's right? Beyond truth and bleeding eyes. Sand black reflex. This is hell. Free your minds. Live for something. Your face is in your hands. The truth will break these chains. Free your minds. Live for something. Your face is in your hands. The truth will break these chains. Revolt against the modern world. Matter, body, spirit, relief. Revolt against the modern world. Matter, body, spirit, relief. Into a living hell. Right moment for you to face reality. And someone is always trying to keep you far from doing what's right. He acts like a maniac, and who's now turned the next in line. So now you know what's best. One step at a time. Life is just a game. There's always a different way. Life is just a game. Life is just a fucking game. Life is just a fucking game. Life is just a fucking game. Free your minds! Live for something! Your fight is in your hands! The truth will break these chains! Free your minds! Live for something! Your fight is in your hands! The truth will break these chains! Revolt against the modern world! The modern world! Matter, body, spirit, relief! Spirit, relief! Revolt against the modern world! Matter, body, spirit, relief!
Okay.
Okay, just to mention that probably the quality. Just to mention that probably the quality of the.
Kostas, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I hear you. Just to mention that the quality of the sound might not be the best one here in these circumstances that we are doing things, but that's why we leave the song for tonight for all of you who are in the live streaming to listen to it in a proper way in our website www.mindterrorist.org. The song is uploaded. So anytime tonight you can listen to it, and it will be available in a proper way as well in as a video, as a lyrics video during the weekend. I hope you had something good to end your night.
I don't know if you say to me under the scenes. I just are already singing the lyrics of the song, so I was really impressed. I just want to say that for my connection point of view, the sound was okay. But guys, as Kostas said, mindterrorist.org, you can listen the song. We had also the great things that Danny, our buddy Danny from Mexico, will review this single because he wrote to me. He said, Graziano, I'm listening. I will review the single as soon as I can. So I said, okay, the single is now available on the website, so you can hear it properly also on the mindterrorist.org. Can you tell us about Revolt Against the Modern World? The title can explain itself, but what are your point of view about this? Okay, we talked already about this topic, but for the people that are joining us in this moment, what you can say about this song, lyric-wise, music-wise?
Yeah, music-wise, I think it's one of the, let's say, strongest statements that we have. It reflects the style that we are playing. It's the second song of the album after an intro that we have. I think it's one of the best songs that we have in this album. It's my favorite one by far. I really like the bridge that. We have a side in our sound that we have not seen that much in the previous albums. I think it's a straightforward message, actually, and I think it has a very powerful chorus as well. So basically the lyrics of the song reflect the concept of this album, reflect this awakening process, this process of spiritual revolution to actually gain self-confidence and to gain consciousness that we are here to confront actually what the modern world, what the modern times are bringing to us, are harming us, basically.
Yeah.
So that's it. Yes.
That's a great one. I really love the rhythm section, also the melodies of the guitars during the bridge. When you say "free your mind," was really on point. I really like it, and also I think that people that already likes Mind Terrorist will enjoy it too. But also people that don't know about your project can enjoy more, in my opinion, because it's a really straightforward song. A lot of meanings, a lot of powerful in the sound. The rhythm section, that double bass was really crazy, and basically it's powerful. It's a very powerful track. We are, as the Volt Club, as Graziano too, are honored to be the guys that had this preview on our pages. So, Constance, really, thank you so much. I just want to leave some moments to the guys that are watching us again after 1 hour and a half. You are too many. Thanks for your feedbacks. If you have any question about the new release, the Mind Terrorist project, please leave a comment. Meanwhile, Vlash says that he is from Albania, so it's really in the middle of us. So yes. Italy, Albania, and European brotherhood, we can say.
Graziano, I would like to thank you also for this opportunity to be together in this 1.5 hour. I really appreciate your interest and your the fact that you're following the band for so long. It's an honor for us. On behalf of Greg, Thanos, Orestis, and Zach as well, big respect and thank you for all the efforts of supporting us with Volt Lab and all the crew there in Italy that spread the word around. And yeah, we hope to see you soon, guys.
We hope to, Kostas. We hope to. Basically, for people who don't know what we do, we just do things to bring music in the houses of the people, give voices to the voiceless. So basically, thank you for your feedback. For us, it's a pleasure. I just want to say that every bands that want to be featured in a live stream like this can also write to us in private. We don't make any problems to us, any kind of band, from pop to indie to metal to punk to hardcore. Anyone can have their own space, because this association was born from a censorship. We had a censorship for a book that I have right now here. I just want to say this is Piero San Giorgio, Surviving to the Economic Collapse, which is a great book that I suggest. We had this censorship in the town because they do not like the topic of this book, which is a normal book about survivalism. You can find a lot of this book around. And we said to each other, let's make our own thing. Let's give voice to people that has no voice. Let's bring the music, the message of the real music to all the houses. In fact, we had plans to make music lessons for free to people that can afford to play music, go in schools and make things like this. Not only music, but art-wise, culture-wise. As you said in behind the scenes, we had a great speech of Hegel, the philosopher. But it's in Italian, with my buddy, the teacher Mario Manzi from Nola, that I greet with from the bottom of the heart. Is the guy. So basically, I just want to bring a positive message to the community by doing interviews like this, because we had people like Tony Demolition Man from Venom Inc. We had Mark Ryle from Sever from Anger, which is a band from Napoli that they play heavy metal, classic heavy metal. Now we have the philosophy meeting. Now we had the pleasure to talk about you, about your bands. I always support Mind Terrorist because I love the music, I love the messages you put into the lyrics. So you will be always welcome here. Also because I think there is something of connection, because I came from Naples, which were a Greek colony back in the past. We're from Greece. I kind of felt like a sort of connection. We have also a lot of point of view in common. So I just want I really enjoyed this kind of live chat. I do not enjoy the troubles that we had with the connection for the songs. I hope that you guys hear this listening the song good from this live, but you have the possibility to go on their website. I just want to say that, guys, support the music, Mind Terrorist, and I think correct me, Kostas, if I get wrong. A special bundle with T-shirt, CD in limited edition, right? For this.
Yes. Yeah. It will be a CD digipack limited edition to 200 copies. It will be the normal CD edition, a T-shirt, and then afterwards, when the CD will make its, let's say, its cycle, then we think about vinyl.
Okay, so there will be a multiple schedule of the release. Just once they can buy your copy writing to your page, or there are online shops that carries Mind Terrorist.
They can refer to Opus Records eShop or our eShop as well. So it's same. Yeah.
Okay. I say this in live interview. Please send me a copy and a T-shirt XL, because guys, when I wanted to from here. I'm contacting Kostas. Probably he hates me for this,
Why?
but I say, please, the
Ah,
t-shirt for it. No,
okay.
it's gone, sold out. So people really support your music
Yeah,
because
we feel that.
every time I hit you up, you say that copies are sold out. For example, merch is sold out.
Yes.
Before ending this live chat, can you talk about the fans of Mind Terrorist? Because I think Tony Demolition Man of Venom Inc. said very great things because he do everything for the fans. What are your opinion about your fan base? People are dislocated in what part of the world? Tell us about the terrorists of mind. We can say the
The
fan
terrorists of
base.
mind are great people because they are supporting great people. They are supporting us. So we wouldn't exist without them because they are supporting our work. They are supporting our form of art. So in that sense, we are very thankful, and we will continue creating good music that first fulfill ourselves. And as we know that there are people who are sharing similar concerns and similar views about metal music, about good metal music, and about also the lyrics direction that we have, then of course we will continue. Yeah.
I am wrong, but I saw back in the days people with your logo tattooed. I am correct, or I'm confusing with another band? Because
Maybe
you
you are
have
confusing.
maybe you
we,
have some hardcore fans.
we, yeah,
Want to
there are some crazy guys, but not that many.
not that crazy. Okay, maybe I'm confusing with some guys from Mosh Pit or other bands of
Yeah,
your
maybe.
label.
Yeah.
Very good band. Anyway, so Kostas,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you a lot
Graziano.
for staying with me. We will hear. You can hear me. You can. You will hear from me very soon because I'm bothering you every day. You probably have my pictures and you put the bad things because you hate me. Okay.
Not
But
yet. Not yet.
not yet. Okay. I
Yes.
am on the way. I am on the
Yes.
way. I think. But
Thank you very
anyway,
much.
just
Thank you
thanks to
very much,
you.
Graziano.
I really enjoyed this talk, this live chat. As I said, guys, any bands that want to have his own space, we are open-minded to anyone. Just write to us, and we can set up the things. Kostas, thank you for your patience, for your support, for your kindness. We will hear you soon, of course, with new stuff from your bands. Of course, when you want, you are welcome here in the space. So to maybe have another chat very soon. What I can add, guys? So support music, not rumors, as Chuck Schuldiner of that said. Buy original stuff. Do not download, because if you download stuff from underground bands, you are literally killing them, and bands cannot go forward to make more music for you. So consider this. Consider that you are supporting art and the people behind it. You are not supporting a major label. You're not supporting people that buy the third or the fourth house. You are supporting people that are really hardworking to make his own way support the music, the original music, and support metal, support people that has great messages as Mind Terrorist, because they put a lot of efforts in their project. So, Kostas, again, thank you. A big hug also to you, but to the other members of Mind Terrorist. I really enjoyed this live chat. Be sure to go on their website. I will say it again. There is the song available to listen. So give them your feedback, guys. Write to Mind Terrorist. Say what you think about the music you listen to them, because for a musician, it's great to hear feedbacks. It's great to hear those kind of things. So let's connect with the guys. You can say in the banner here. This is the website. They are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find the music. Okay, Kostas, I
Thank you,
just
Graziano.
get a good advertisement for you.
Yes. Have a great night. Thank you
Have a
very
great
much.
night too. Thank also to you. I will leave it online. You can leave if you want, just to greet the guys in English and in Italian, and I will close the live stream. If you
Sure.
want to leave it, no problem. Okay, guys, we had Kostas from Mind Terrorist. I greet again. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting Volt Lab again. You were too many from the beginning to end. We are here available for any kind of live chat like this. Be sure to support the music, as I said, supporting us, and share this video to any people can be interested about what we do. So, thank you again. Have a great night. Ciao ragazzi, sono Graziano. Grazie per la pazienza fino a questo momento. Abbiamo parlato con Kostas, Mind Terrorist, della sua bellissimo progetto, un progetto che sposo sia a livello lirico che a livello musicale, perché loro veramente fanno del buon metal e ve li consiglio. Come dice il caro Shaq Schuldiner, supportate la musica, non supportate le cazzate, sentite la musica, sentite il potere che la musica vi dà. Detto ciò, un saluto a tutti quanti, da Graziano è tutto, ciao!